What's up, guys? 23.3 is here. Here's a few tips and tricks from me. I didn't get my immediate post-workout interview. Apparently, there was no audio on it, so sorry if anybody really enjoyed those. I had some pretty enlightening things to say, but my mind went blank since then, so I don't have them. So I'm going to do my best to hopefully regurgitate them here. The workout, 23.3, is my favorite workout so far. It's everything I asked for as far as double unders and being inverted, and then I wanted a dumbbell snatch, but hey, a barbell snatch will work as well. The workout has kind of some ranging time frames. We have a 6-minute time frame to complete 5 wall walks, 50 double unders, 15 snatches, 95 pounds for guys, 65 for ladies on the snatches. Right into 5 wall walks, 50 double unders, 12 snatches, 135 for guys, 95 there. If you complete that work in the 6-minute time frame, you move on to 20 strict handstand push-ups, 50 double unders, 9 snatches, weights go up to 185, 125 for the ladies. That's an additional 3 minutes, so the cap now moves to 9 minutes. If you complete that, you get an additional 3 minutes, cap moves to 12, 20 strict handstand push-ups, 50 double unders, 6 snatches, final weight is 225, 155. It's a very high skill movement, it's a very fast paced movement, you got to really send it. There's really not a whole lot of time to kind of strategize your pacing there. You really got to go. The double unders are the first thing to me that's going to trip people up, no pun intended. The wall walks, yes, they're not easy for those that haven't done a lot of them, but they've been in the programming for a while now, so it's something that we should be familiar with. Now, there are some standards and stuff that you need to read, and then, of course, we'll go over before the workout that do make it a little more challenging than just doing them in class. But the wall walks, I don't think, are going to be the thing that breaks people. It's going to be the snatches. The double unders. I caution people that want to scale this workout because they look at things like the wall walks and the strict handstand push-ups. If you have double unders and you can snatch 95 or 65, go for that. There's going to be a lot of people in your gym and in our gym that don't make it through, or even in some cases to the 135, 95 that did the other workouts RX. And I will even venture to say that people who got ring muscle-ups won't finish this, right? So keep that in mind. People who got ring muscle-ups in the first workout and were like, whoa, those dudes are badass, those ladies are kick-ass, right? They may not finish this. So if you have double unders, you can snatch 95, 65, and you can do some wall walks, RX this workout, especially if you RX the first 2. All right, before we get into my strategy talk, I want to talk about the warm-up. The warm-up is very important. Workouts like this are very sprinty. And the old adage really is the shorter the actual workout, the longer the warm-up needs to be. And that's just because we have this, we need to get our heart rate going. We need to get a good sweat going. And you don't want to jump into the workout and all of a sudden your heart rate spikes and you can't get it down. You only have 6 minutes to complete this amount of work. The only thing that I didn't do here on this warm-up was this 15 minutes of get sweaty, and I wish I had. I think my score could have been way better had I done 15 minutes to get sweaty. A little bit of a time crunch with classes coming up, so I just jumped into it and I did this first part. We're going to take a little cross ball or something and smash our pecs and delt, right? A lot of rotation here, a lot of moving with the handstand wall or the wall walks and the handstand push-ups. After that, we're going to do a banded lat pull down. I'll link all these videos down below in this. And then a banded hip flexor stretch. Those are just try to get everything nice and going after our get sweaty piece. Then we're moving in 2 or 3 rounds, 3 sets, just like we've been doing. We're going to go 10 empty bar snatches, 20 seconds of handstand holds. Now, in these handstand holds, what I want you to do, if you can, do some shoulder taps. If you can't do shoulder taps, you can lift your hands up, great. But if we can't lift our hands up, we're holding for 20, 30 seconds if you can. And then, of course, 30 seconds of jump ropes. 2 or 3 rounds of that. Then we're jumping in 2 or 3 rounds, 5 touch and go snatches with a light weight. It could either be the starting weight for the workout, 95, 65, or something lighter. I went with something lighter. Then we're going into 1 or 2 wall walks and 30 seconds of jump rope. Now we start sprinkling in some double unders. If you've been in class with me ever, I always say 30 seconds of double unders is exhausting. Maybe start out with some single unders and then maybe finish off with 10 seconds of double unders. Moving into 2 or 3 rounds of 2 touch and go weight, reps at a heavier weight, rest for 5 or 6 seconds, and then 2 touch and go again with that same weight, right? So maybe we go up to 135.95 or maybe a catch weight or whatever, but you do 2 touch and go snatches, drop it, shake your arms out, 2 touch and go snatches, okay? Then we're going into 1 to 4 strict handstand push-ups depending on how good you are at those. And then somewhere around, I don't know, 15, 20 double unders at the end of that round. Now, when we're doing these and we're circling through these, don't be adding weight per circuit. Just really push through the circuit. Get your heart rate jacked up, and then as you're changing weights out, it'll allow the heart rate to come down. Then we get it jacked up again, and then we'll come down, and then we'll get it jacked up again. After this third circuit, all you have to do from there is build up in a couple of singles to the weight that you think you're going to get to. Stay fresh with the double under, stay fresh with a few handstand push-ups and maybe a wall walk or two. What I did after I went through this third circuit, I built up to a little bit heavier weight. I never actually snatched 185 before the workout. I didn't want mentally to be discouraged. So I worked up to maybe like 155, but I was doing like a handstand walk, a handstand push-up, 10 double unders, 155. And I just made sure that I felt good before I moved on to anything else. So probably the biggest thing that you can do is have a long warm-up with this 15-minute get sweaty piece. I think that'll help everybody out a lot. Okay, the strategy. This is the meat and potatoes of these videos. For most, the strategy isn't going to be this, but I'm going to start out with kind of what I've been classifying everybody as elite, class fire breather, and my openers. So the elite, essentially, you're going to follow exactly what the girls did in the show. You're going unbroken doves. We're going fast wall walks, and when we get to the handstand push-ups, we're really breaking those into 5 to 6 at a time, getting through those pretty quick when you can. Now, the snatches, the girls went lots of touch and go on the first bar, some touch and go in singles on the second bar, all singles on the third, all singles on the fourth, right? Their singles, though, are very fast singles. They're following the baller down. They're just saving some of that loading, that tension feeling of going down. Fire breathers, class fire breathers, that's where I'd classify myself. My strategy from the jump was go fast on what you're good at, and smooth on the things that you're not. So for me, double unders, pretty good at. Anything inverted, that's my jam. So I knew that wall walks, strict handstand push-ups, when I got there, I'm going to send it, right? Double unders, my goal was to do most of the sets unbroken. That unfortunately was not the case. My shoulders were pretty jacked by the time I'd get there. So your goal there is, or the goal overall for the workout for my class fire breathers are going to be go really hard and fast on the things that you're good at, and go smooth on the things that you're not. For me, the smooth part came on the snatches. I did all singles, every single snatch. I didn't do a single touch and go snatch, okay? I had plenty of time to do the things because when I got to the handstand push-ups and the wall walks and the double unders, I could really push through those. So maybe you're the opposite of me. Maybe being inverted is not your strong point. Well, yeah, now we're trying to get through the double unders quickly, and then maybe that first bar we're hanging on for some sets, right? The thing is, though, on my singles, I would drop the bar, I'd pick it right back up. There was no real break. So if you're doing 5 touch and go and you're putting it down and you're taking a 10-second break, I've passed you on my singles. So I've gone faster. So if you do touch and go, we're talking 2 breaths and you're back on to the next set. And then if you need a third set there, then you're going on to the third set. But I'm telling you that my singles were fast. I did every single one, just one at a time. But if you take a 10-second break between any of your touch and go sets, I've passed you doing singles. So if you're touch and going because you need to make up for the speed of your wall walks or handstand push-ups, then you better be taking quick breaks there. When you get to that second bar, my suggestion is fast singles. Even if you know getting to that strict handstand push-up is going to be an issue for you, fast singles. I think you're just following that bar down, you're ripping it off the ground. Not too worried about where your hands are getting placed and setting. We're just kind of quick breaks to the stomach and we're getting it up overhead. If the strict handstand push-ups and the wall walks are your issue, then we have to make sure that we're doing sets where we never fail. What I always say is a -2 on strict handstand push-ups. And I use this, I think, with the muscle up explanation. A -2 just means that if you would fail at 4, then you need to stop at 2. And if you would fail at 3, then you do singles. And most of us will be doing lots of singles to get through these 20 strict handstand push-ups. And don't be discouraged to do singles. What I always like to say is small sets, quick breaks. Small sets, quick breaks. If you could do that, then you will be fine. You'll have plenty of time to get through. Now, if double unders are your issue, you have to choose a set of double unders that you can do that makes you feel confident, because as soon as you get up here, then it makes things tough. I talk to anybody that works out with me, you know that I usually skip warm-up double unders, because if I get in my head that I'm stinking at double unders, it's going to be really hard for me to regain that during the workout. So small sets. If you have to go to single double, or single double, single double to get through those, do it. Get through them that way. That'll also take you out of that scaled version. You don't need to do scaled if you can do single double, and you can do a 95, 65 pound snatch. You're going to be fine with the RX. But if that's where you struggle on the double unders, then we better be hanging on for some serious touch and go snatches if you're a fire breather, and we better be sending it on the wall with whatever that is. Most people are going to, if they make it to the strict handstand push-ups, that'll be where they finish. The people that went before the elite ladies, you could see that guy said to himself, he said, I'm good at handstand push-ups, and this was really tough on me. So if you're not good at strict handstand push-ups, just know the effect that it's going to have on you as well, and be smart about your sets there. The last thing that I want to kind of give it as my little strategy for the first 2 and really for the third, the class openers, is taping your shoelaces. I know that sounds silly, but after you tie it, tape your shoelaces. The last thing that you want to do is be doing double unders and your shoelaces come undone, right? So tape them up, have that where that's not an issue, okay? Now, my class openers, we're really shooting to try to, it's an AMRAP for you. It's a 6-minute AMRAP, and you have to look at it like that. Their coach that has been coaching for 9 years at CrossFit Omaha, he finished with 15 seconds left to start the handstand push-ups, and I don't know if he actually got that last double under or if he did one double under or whatever, but he only finished the strict handstand push-ups and maybe one double under. This is someone who's been doing CrossFit for 9 years, been teaching CrossFit for 9 years, so this is somebody who understands the skill and has done plenty of these things. So if we're not in that range, okay, we have to understand that we are doing an AMRAP of 6 minutes and we're trying to get as far as we can. The great thing about that is that if you're not happy with how far you got, it's 6 minutes, you can do it again on Sunday, right? But we're coming out and we are kind of approaching it the same way. Go fast on what you're good at and go smooth on the things that you're not. If for most of us, that's going to be the double unders, right? We're still learning the double unders. Single, double, whatever it is that you need to do, go for it. And just stay out of your own head and don't worry about what everybody else is doing in your lane or in your heat. You just go. Single double is the way to go on that. On the snatches, for those that are maybe the 95, 65 is a little rough, bring your hands in a little bit. Bring your hands in a little bit and let's bring those hips through really hard. If we can make some thigh contact with a little bit of hands and you can get those hands turned over and press out that weight, whatever, get it done. As long as it doesn't hit you in the head or touch your shoulders or whatever, then it's a good rep. So bring your hands in a little bit from wherever you think they need to be. Start your butt a little bit higher. Brace the belly, stand up, bring that bar hard into your thighs, and just sling that thing overhead. You'll never hear me say that in class, but we're trying to get reps here in the CrossFit Open, and that's going to be the way to do it. Okay. If it's that wall walks that fatigue you, here's the key to wall walks. We're going butt up first, then our feet on the wall as high as we can get them. That takes a whole lot of steps out. We bring our hands back to touch the line, and then we race our hands forward as our feet come down the wall. Okay. You just have to figure out your pace on that. Don't come out too hot on that second round. When you get to here, that's where I hit a little fatigue myself. So anybody that's a class opener, right, like we're going to have a little bit of issue there. My last thing is to touch on, just to kind of backtrack a little bit, touch on the wall walks again. Practice where your hands need to go. The thing that I remember doing in the past that I didn't do today was I would mark on the ground where my hands are going, and I would aim that each time so that way I could walk back. So I would actually have little chalk X's on the ground, and I would hit that every time. Because the less steps you take, the faster you go. You don't necessarily have to speed up those steps. You just need to take less steps. So keep that in mind. Things you're going to need for the workout are going to be tape, a jump rope, bar and plates, mat for your head if you need it, and then chalk. On the wall walks, that mat comes in pretty important. You'll see in like the little intro part of this, I use the big foldable mat. We won't be able to use that at our gym just because I don't have enough of them, but if you want to redo it later and you want to come use that mat, you certainly can. If you have access to a mat where you can kind of plop down once your hands get back to the starting line on those wall walks, go for it. But good luck on your attempt at 23.3. Let me know how it goes.